Your turn signal relay, sometimes referred to as the flasher relay, is the part that controls how often your flashers turn on and off when you apply a turn signal or approach a hazardous area. When the button is pressed, an electrical component that functions as a relay continuously turns on and off. This part makes the clicking sound you hear each time. However, how can you tell if the turn signal relay is operating correctly, and how much will it cost to replace it? In this video, I'll address those questions as well as others. But just before we start, please make sure you've subscribed to the channel. Turn signal or hazards stop working. Your turn signals or hazards ceasing to function properly is by far the most typical sign of a malfunctioning turn signal relay. It makes perfect sense that if the turn signal relay malfunction, you will no longer be able to use the turn signal since it is responsible for telling them to turn on. Neither your turn signal nor hazards will function if the relay breaks in a way that makes it impossible for it to open again, or if a component breaks off, leaving an open circuit. Turn signal or hazards won't turn off. The inability to turn off the hazards or the turn signals is another potential symptom. This occurs when the turn signal relay is stuck in the on position. While it's less likely to happen this way since it requires a piece of the relay to get stuck closed instead of breaking off is more common, it still can happen. Other lights malfunction. Electrical issues can lead to strange outcomes, even though this is by far the least frequent sign of a malfunctioning turn signal relay, as any mechanic will tell you. Weird as it may sound, these kinds of issues can arise from short circuits, crossed wires, and a host of other problems. This results in current flowing somewhere it shouldn't, which can have a variety of unpredictable effects. Test the relay just to make sure everything is ruled out if you're having a lot of trouble troubleshooting an electrical issue. How to test. Swap the relay. Many car owners discover that the turn signal relay is just one of several relays in that area that have the exact same appearance when they look at it. In 9 cases out of 10, the relays are identical, not just identical in appearance. Just switch the relays if the part numbers match after double checking. Should the issue migrate to another section of your car, the turn signal relay is the culprit. It's the simplest and nearly infallible method of determining whether your turn signal relay is malfunctioning. The 6-volt test. Although this method of testing a relay is not perfect, it does identify approximately 95% of the issues. To complete the task, just extract the relay from your car and replace it with a 6-volt battery. After connecting the 2 terminals of the 6-volt battery, hear for a click. It's likely that the relay is operational if you hear it click over, but it needs to be replaced if you don't hear the relay click. Remember that this approach isn't 100% accurate, so it's best to move on to the next test if you have a multimeter. Checking for resistance. This is how you test a relay if you look it up in an electrical troubleshooting textbook. Just connect your multimeter to the appropriate 2 terminals and set it up to measure resistance. A properly operating relay should have resistance ranging from 50 to 120 ohms. It's time for a replacement relay if your current one reads excessively high or low. Remember that the relay is probably stuck closed if there is almost no resistance, which indicates you also need a new one. Replacement cost. You should find some comfort in the fact that replacing a turn signal relay is typically not an expensive repair if your car does indeed require one. If you take it to a qualified mechanic, the cost should range from $60 to $120, with parts accounting for a significant amount of that sum. For this reason, even if you have the willingness and ability to change the relay yourself, the parts alone will still cost you between $30 and $60. Still, you can save some money by doing it yourself because replacing the relay is an easier part to do. Even though third-party flasher relays are frequently inexpensive, around $15 on Amazon and eBay, it's better to spend a little bit more to ensure that you have the correct OEM replacement.